Hello there and welcome to the Talkchat podcast where we explore matters entertainment, lifestyle, real estate and even education. Today we are going to talk about the dynamic world of real estate and I'm your host Pendo Setim. We have a guest, his name is Ezra Ondara, popularly known as Ezra Ondara TV, who is a marketer and he promotes business in his social media platforms. Welcome Ezra.
Thank you, Pendo.
Please tell us about Ezra Ondara TV.
All right, so my name is Ezra Ondara, and I trade by the name Ezra Ondara TV on all my social channels. My most prominent platform being YouTube, followed by TikTok. Of course, we are also on Instagram and Facebook as well. So Ezra Ondara TV basically is the platforms that I use to showcase what I love to do most. 60% of my content is around real estate. That is one department that I really love. And especially here in Nakuru, I chose that department specifically because I felt here in Nakuru, they did not have a voice in that department. And also apart from that, I felt there is a lot that needs to be done in Nakuru in the real estate department. But I felt the only way to challenge minds out there and, promote new ideas in that department is to have a platform that speaks about that niche for Nakuru, that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said 60% of your content.
Yeah,
is real
60%
estate.
of my content, sure.
Can you tell us about the 40%?
Yeah, so when I started doing real estate, I realized also that there was a gap of information regarding Nakuru at large. So I went further to start a series that I call Nakuru Beyond the City, because I realized when I was going out and then I'm saying there is this apartment for rent in Kiamunyi, there is this home for sale in Barnabas, there is this mansion for sale in Gata. So still I realized people don't know these places in Nakuru. So in fact, I even got now people asking me, are there schools around that area? Are there shopping centers? Is there a supermarket in that area where you have advertised that home, for example? So I felt, why not again go out of the way and show them kule mitaani Nakuru? How do things look like? So I have that series known as Nakuru Beyond the City. And then we also went further now. We promote businesses in Nakuru as well. Because, not bragging, but since I started doing content in Nakuru, I've seen other content creators emerge.
Okay.
I have also seen even businesses now embracing the social media space. Many businesses did not have social media platforms here in Nakuru. When I started going around, even before I started creating content, I could go to a nice resort, a nice hotel, but then you try to find them on Instagram, they are nowhere. You try to find them on Facebook, they are nowhere. So I believe having been the pioneer of content creation in Nakuru, I've seen even others now embracing that path.
Okay.
Yeah. So we also promote businesses in Nakuru, and then we tell stories around and about Nakuru. I mean, sometimes I could just be out there, then I see something about Nakuru. I'll just, I'll speak about it. I'll add it into my content. There's a time, there's this crack in Kiamunyi here, which I believe it has been there for so long. Just that, the world never knew about it. So last rainy season, I went down there with my camera, with my drone. I took shots around there, and those clips, they went viral. They were even shown on BBC, on CNN.
On mainstream media.
Okay. Just by me uncovering, stories around that crack there.
Okay.
Exactly. So there is just so much, to do in Nakuru. And whenever I come across anything that I feel this thing is of human interest, I always throw it, in my channel there. That's why I said I tell stories about and around Nakuru.
Yeah, because I've seen in your content, you really know how to tell stories of that particular place.
Good. Yeah.
I saw one video advertising Barnabas area, and I could see very big mansions, very big houses. So I was wondering, do you only focus on the big companies?
I don't really focus on the big companies only. I mean, from me, the first thing is, do I feel like this is a story that people need to know? You know, so for me, that's where it starts.
Yeah, you don't discriminate from other small upcoming businesses.
Not really. And especially, like I've told you here in Nakuru, I've always felt that people don't know about us because in the age of digital era, I mean, I felt Nakuru, even businesses and generally people around, they have been slow, you know, to adapt to that digital era. Because I can tell you for a fact, the place where I bought my cameras in Nairobi, these guys, they are selling their stuff from 7th floor of a building in Kirinyaga Road. I'm telling you, if they were not online, if they didn't have a website, probably even I would not have known about them. Because honestly, you don't expect people to be just walking in the street and then they imagine there is a shop somewhere on 7th floor of a building in Kirinyaga Road selling cameras. So they have to be online.
Yeah.
So having come from Nairobi, you know, everything is online. Everybody, whichever business, big and small, everyone is online. But then when I came to Nakuru, I realized, why are these people not online? You know, not even on website, not on Instagram, on TikToks, etc. You know, so I don't discriminate whether it is big or small. If it is small and it is presentable, for instance, if I'm called to go and Ezra come and showcase some bedsitter units that we have here, it is a small compared to a mansionette. But if that bedsitter is presentable, I'll present it. You know.
Yeah.
But if the mansionettes, of course, they are like they're like the real people who really contact me for advertising, for marketing.
Yes.
Because they have built the homes for sale. Like they're in business.
Yeah.
So you have invested like some millions of money, and obviously you are looking for returns. So having having built such an establishment, maybe at Barnabas, an interior kidogo, so you really don't expect that people will just be walking and then they come across and then they buy. So you have to announce it to the world. You have to create awareness. So big and small, as long as it is presentable, I do it.
Yeah, through your shows, you've really shown the world that the power of marketing always sells.
It does. It does.
Yeah, and I was wondering, when you post your content on your social media, especially YouTube, you find that you get a lot of viewership, but we can't really differentiate between who's consuming your content as entertainment and who is really consuming your content as a client.
True.
How are you going to get clients?
Okay.
Yeah, from your audience.
Actually, fortunately, I've been able to sell a couple of homes.
Okay.
Those that I've put right there on that platform.
All right.
So the first things first with marketing is to put the product, is to announce the product.
Yeah.
The essence of marketing is to create awareness. Now, from that marketing, the hope is that out of those number of eyes that will watch, there is a few eyes that will convert. So that will be interested. So when it comes to differentiating whether these are consuming for entertainment or these are consuming for as a potential client, that one will only reflect on the ground. Okay. If they have called and reached out, they have made an inquiry, and they come and they buy, which actually that has happened. You know, people have come from that platform. Okay. I've sold homes through that platform, through that YouTube platform. Yeah. But of course, there are those who watch as an audience, and there are even those who are fans. There are people that I know from that channel whom I always even give them shout-outs. Even now I can give them a shout-out. Akina Dom Charles Karaoke, you know, Akina Shere Fulcom, Akina Irish Kansas. So those are people who watch the content as an audience, as a fan base. You know, these are like, I actually like to call them the founders of that channel. Because someone like Dom Charles Karaoke, and he's all the way in the US, in Santa Fe City, He has been there since I started doing this channel. So he's like a founder of this channel, actually. Yeah.
And you're focusing more on Nakuru and its environs. Do you think you can venture into other cities?
Well, there's no limit, to how I can create this content. But for now, even as I always say in my videos, I'm a content creator based in the city of Nakuru. Sometimes when I go out of Nakuru, on my travels especially, I usually take content wherever I am. I could be in Kitengela, in Nairobi, in Kisumu, in Eldoret. I even create content about Kampala. I went all the way to Kampala, Uganda, and I came back with a video. It was not in vain. So I'm based in Nakuru, yes, but whenever I go, if I'm in Nairobi, I was in Kileleshwa actually. I think it was around mid-February, when the schools were on midterm. I was in Kileleshwa and I created content about Kileleshwa. But you see, like, there has to be the base, like, where is your home base? So my home base is Nakuru, but being here does not limit me to going elsewhere. But you will notice that most of my content typically will be around Nakuru, because it is where I'm based. When I wake up, I see Nakuru. When I'm walking around, I'm in Nakuru. But whenever I get a chance to go outside, I've even gone all the way to Eldoret. A client sent me, who is in diaspora, to go and do videography for their mansionette. Just they wanted to see the progress of it. So I went all the way to Eldoret, you can imagine. So I've been up there in Kirinyaga, Naivasha, even Narok, even Kitengela. So, I'm always here and there. But wherever I go, in Kisii, I went to shoot an Airbnb in Kisii. So I'm not limited to Nakuru, but I'm based here for now.
Okay.
My headquarters.
Okay.
Yeah. But we can always develop branches elsewhere.
There's always room for
growth.
For expansion. This is Ezra Ondara TV. We're going to talk about his journey in detail after this short break.